So today I'm looking at the news subreddit, R News. Oh, there we are. Biologists find trash in belly of a stranded baby dolphin. If I was ever stranded, they'd probably find trash in my belly as well. I don't think we should come to any final determinations based on what this particular baby dolphin liked to eat. Some people like to eat trash, and dolphins are people. Ask any animal lover. They're people. Dutch tulip growers beg selfie-taking millennials to stop trampling their flowers. These goddamn millennials. First off, the millennials are selfishly refraining from traditional consumerism. Look at them. Trampling tulips. Trampling tulips in Dutch. I don't know how you trample in Dutch, but I think it's pretty easy because that's where they have the clogs, and clogs really lend themselves to trampling. And if you're going to trample, it may as well be tulips, because come on, tulips are overrated, and nobody doubts that. Everybody knows that tulips are overrated. Remember when they had that tulip frenzy in like the 16 or 1700s in Dutch? I think Dutch is Denmark, but I also know Holland is where they speak Dutch. So if you're in Denmark, you would be Danish. They would be Danish tulips, but these aren't Danish tulips. These millennials are taking selfies. They're probably using selfie sticks. I don't care about this. I hope that millennials trample lots of tulips. And I hope those tulips belong to those goddamn baby boomers. The problem with baby boomers is that they have such a stupid name. I'm Generation X, and that is awesome because it sounds cool. I'm like an X-Man. Really, the best part of Reddit is reading the comments because who cares about the content of the article? It's dry. In all fairness, everyone needs to stop doing this crap immediately. No more selfies, no more tulips, no more trampling, no more Dutch, please. At least 7 people shot in Baltimore, police say. At least. That's not very many. I thought way more people were shot in Baltimore. Wait, are they just talking about like in the last minute? 20 Indian students have commit suicide after exam results. Woo, how bad did they score? They must have missed points that weren't even on the test. Dear Lord. AP News, the latest. Crane collapses in downtown Seattle. Kills 4. You know, I collapse every day and I have never killed anyone. Ford under criminal investigation for emissions testing program. It's weird how a company can be under investigation. You think of an individual as being under investigation, but then I guess corporations are people. That's what I heard. That's what I heard on the news. No evidence of herpes outbreak or spike at Coachella. Congratulations. They had sort of a collective STD test, and Coachella's cool. This is interesting because there was a news report that I kept seeing a headline over the last few days that there was some herpes epidemic at Coachella. And now then health officials are now saying, no, that's not true. How do you mess that up? How do you mistake a herpes outbreak? That's a very specific thing that would require like very, very specific evidence to justify mentioning some kind of propaganda. I think there's a lot of anti-sexual revolution propaganda swimming around in the media right now. Like a lot of intentional anti-sexuality propaganda. Because, I mean, who would even, if health officials, why would they want there to be no evidence of a herpes outbreak? Most health officials, I mean, they're government bureaucrats. They want kids to be afraid of getting herpes because they hate kids and they hate sexuality and they hate the joy of youth. So they would have no reason to disprove or contradict claims of a herpes outbreak unless it were true that there was no evidence of it. So I tend to agree with this rejection of the original report because health officials would have every reason to claim that there was one. Health officials want to feel useful, and they're most useful if there is a herpes outbreak. An average person may or may not see one or both of these headlines, and they won't know what to think. Washington passes bill to become first state to compost human bodies. We're gonna run out of space for graves eventually. I mean, what you gonna do? This is me reading R News, as in the subreddit on the news Reddit news forum called the subreddit, which is r/news. In other words, R News. This is Robert Reed's R News.